Catherine, it's all yours when you're ready.
Thank you very much. Hi, Carlos.
Hello.
You've had a week now to reflect on the win against Nottingham Forest. Looking back on it, what pleased you most about that performance?
I think the performance of the team was a good performance. I think we managed the game in a good way, and I think we faced the game with the right mentality that we have to face the games. But like you say, the game was 1 week ago, or close to 1 week ago. So now it's like our mind just has to learn and improve from this game, trying to continue to be competitive in the league.
Do you feel a little bit of pressure is lifted because you've got that first win under your belt?
No, I think it's very important to have the first winning in our back, because the 3 points for us were key the last week. And what we have to do now is to have the same feeling of the previous feeling that we have before we face Nottingham Forest, because it's very important that we continue to feel very, very, very ambitious, because there is no reason to don't be trying to face the game with the same determination, with the same spirit, and with the same mentality.
Do you think Saturday's game against Rotherham will be very different to the one against Nottingham Forest?
Very different and very tough. I don't have any doubt about this. Usually I prepare the games watching 3 or 4 games, or the games that the teams have played during the year. And at the same time, one work that I like to do is to watch the chances that the team concede. It's like start to watch all the chances that they have conceded in all the games that they have played. And I watched one team that didn't concede a lot of chances. It showed that they are a very difficult team. They are working with the same coach now, I think 4 or 5 years consecutive. They were twice in championship, and they are fighting a lot for each ball, a lot for each point. And it's going to be that the game is going to be very, very tough and very demanding for us.
Are you expecting it to be quite a big physical battle?
No doubt. A clear battle, and we need to be ready to face this, because in the moment your mind is not prepared to face the type of games, you are going to have less chances to get something positive from the game.
You've been very keen on instilling in your squad the nice, attractive, free-flowing football. How important is it that they can also deliver a gritty, fighting performance as well?
I think both things. Always in the game, for me, there is like a one game to avoid that you lose the game, and there is another part trying to win the game. And both parts have to be in the same game. Because if you are only focused trying to make things in attack, when you watch the result is negative to can impose your ideas in attack. If you are only focused in defense, you are not going to get enough things trying to get something positive. So for me, both games have to be inside of the same game. We need to play very tough, very strong, and compete for each ball to don't lose the game. And at the same time, we need to try to impose some ideas to attack the sides, to attack in behind, to give options to the player with ball in attack, try to kind of balance the game for us.
That sort of fighting spirit is embodied by characters like Jonathan Hogg. Will he be fit again and available to play against Rotherham?
We don't know. In this point of the week, we don't know yet how he's going to feel. He's making everything that he can do, trying to be there with the team, because he knows that he's an important player for us, and he is a competitive player, and he wants to be always with the team. But now we need to wait until tomorrow to know if he can be ready to help the team or not.
And can you give us an update on some of the other injured players, Christopher Schindler, Danny Ward, Lewis O'Brien? What's the latest with them?
From the injury point of view, the situation with Lewis O'Brien is the same as the previous week. He continued being in the last part of the job. I hope that he can recover to the normal training from the next week, and he can work, taking advantage of the international break. He can work a couple of weeks consecutive with the team. Then I think from this moment that he complete 2 weeks with the team, he's going to be more ready to have some option in the games, knowing that he didn't make a precision, and knowing that he was suffering a long-term injury, a medium long-term injury. With Schindler, different situation. Schindler training today as a first training. We are going to see what is the react of today's training. We need to see what is the option that he has tomorrow, but something that I don't want to take is more risk of injury, because it's important that the players, to have available players, not only for one game, they have to be available to help the team in more consecutive games. And the reaction of his body is going to say to us how he is, if he has options to play, or it's better to don't play with him.
And Danny Ward as well. Do we know any more about how long he might be unavailable for?
Yeah, Danny Ward is another medium long-term injury. I hope he is in the last part of the recovery, but we need to wait a little bit more to recover with the group and to kind of have more options to play with the team.
And we must ask about the transfer latest as well. One more week and then at least the main body of the transfer window will be closed. There's still a lot of talk about Terence Congolo and Carlon Grant leaving. Are you expecting deals for those players to be done sooner rather than later?
Honestly, I don't know the situation because I don't control the market. A lot of time the clubs are waiting until the last moment to make the last offers. I don't know if it's going to be the case with these two players or not. I cannot predict what I don't know. So the situation with both players are the same. Both have options to move, and maybe both are options to stay if they don't make any deal with any club. But right now our situation is exactly the same with both players. They are working a different type of work because they are not going to be involved in the next game.
Is it the worst case scenario if those deals don't go through until right at the very end of the window and it leaves you so little time to perhaps reinvest that money in bringing players in?
It's not the best situation, of course, but at the same time, we need to adapt it to any scenario. If at the end the players are going to stay here, we will try to make the best with them because they were showing, especially Grant, that he was a very important player for this club. And if he is not out of the club, he will be our player, and we will work with him, trying to help the team that he has to do.
And you've already brought a number of players in key positions. Should there be no further new faces arrive, are you quite happy actually with the players that you now have at your disposal? You don't necessarily need any new signings.
I think we need to be thinking a lot in how we can make the team strong. Have to be one of our targets, have to be our responsibility, because if no, it's like we are not making well our job. So we need to be analyzing every point. We continue doing, we continue see what are the options in the market. We continue watching what are our possibilities as a club. And we need to try to continue thinking until the market is closed, in which point we need to make the team stronger, because at the end you need to have a strong squad to can face this strong league.
And one quick final one. We saw Marcelo Bielsa came to watch the Nottingham Forest game on Friday. Do you know why he was there, and did he speak to you afterwards about it?
I think I appreciate a lot the fact that Marcelo came to the game, because for me it was one detail very, very important. He was watching the game, he was analyzing the game like always he's doing. And while we were talking before the game, we were talking after the game too, sharing opinions about what we were watching. But just that's like something normal sometimes when you have a good relation with some coach, and especially in the relation that I have with Marcelo. And for me, the only thing that I can say that I appreciate a lot that he moved to Huddersfield to watch the game.
Thank you very much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. Stephen?
Hi, Carlos. Another player who wasn't quite ready last week was Naby Sarr. Where's he up to in his...
Like you say, Sarr wasn't involved in the previous game because he only could be working with the group 2 days before to the game, and in these 2 days before to the game, usually the intensity of the training is not the same intensity than in the first days of the week, because you start to prepare more the game and start to reduce the impact of the training. Fortunately, he could complete all this normal week, so he were working in the more tough part of the week with the team, and now he continue be working with the group. So he's going to be one of the players that are going to be ready for the squad.
That's good news. Does he bring something different to the side in your view to what you've had previously?
Of course, because if he didn't offer any different thing, we didn't sign him, and we did because we think he's a player. First of all, he's a left-foot player. Now we only have him as a central back plus Romani, who played the previous week, and this is important to have always a couple of options in each position. So both players are going to compete for one position in the team as a left-foot central backs. At the same time, we know his skills. He's one player that can help the team in all the defending in the area because he's a specialist in this situation. And at the same time, we think that he's a player that can feel comfortable with the ball enough to the playing out of the team or to the building up of the team, trying to help the team to dominate the game with the ball. But at the same time, we know that he was suffering one quarantine period in the hotel without enough options to training. And we know that it's going to take a little bit time to see the best that he can offer to us, because he's going to need this adaptation. At the same time, he needs to prepare his body and his mind to play football again.
Yeah, fair enough. Josh Koroma has been getting a lot of praise recently. He's been in the team of the week and things like that. And he's created quite a lot of chances against Forest. Are you pleased with the impact you've seen from Josh Koroma?
I think the player is very important. The players realize when they are making impact in the games or when they are not making impact in the games. And I think it's very important too that they realize when they are making impact in the games, why they are having this performance, or when they don't have the impact, why they are having this performance too. I think it's important that Koroma is adapting his mind, that he needs to run, he needs to be aggressive winger, because if you want to have chances, you need to make movements. If you make movements, it means that you are going to make runnings, and the runnings are effort that you need to do, not just in the first moments of the game, that you need to keep doing during 90 minutes. I think always it's important when the players feel comfortable and feel well and feel that they did an impact in the game, they need to feel why they are doing this, because in the moment you don't do the things that allow you to make difference, you are going to stop to make difference. So you need to prepare your mind, ready to repeat the effort, ready to repeat the aggressive, ready to help the team, and ready to face the game that you have to face.
And on the other wing, Isaac Mbenza put in a good performance. What do you feel are his best qualities? It was a lovely pass for Harry Toffolo.
I think Isaac is one player that can adapt to play on the right side and the left side of the attack. And at the same time, he can help eventually to the team to play as a striker, something that he did versus Brentford, but I think he played better on the sides. The previous week, he was more minutes on the right than in the left side. Then I think in the right side, he's a player that can be aggressive to win the space. And at the same time, he's a player that can make a good crosses, helping the team in the last part of the actions. In the left side, he had different possibilities. He's more in position to give more passes in behind, like he did to Harry Toffolo, and at the same time to go more inside, to play with more the natural foot and to make more finishing situations. So I think he's a player that can adapt to play in both sides of the attack. And always when the player give you these couple of options, I think the players can help more the team, because you can adapt them to the needs of the game.
And another player who made a bit more of an impact last week, Alex Pritchard. He seemed to be playing as a number 10. Would you call it a 4-2-3-1? Was it still a 4-3-3? Was it somewhere in between? And how do you feel Pritchard did in that more advanced attacking role?
I think from we are here, Alex Pritchard is one player that is making a lot of effort to help the team to first of all to defend well, and after trying to attack too. I was very surprised with the GPS values of him, because he's a player that is covering nowadays more than 12 kilometers, and it's not easy to cover all this distance. It means that you are very focused to help the team in any of the two moments of the game, in the attack, in the defense, in the transitions to attack, in the transitions to defense. We didn't change the shape. It's like sometimes the player feel they recognize better the spaces where they can unbalance a little bit more the game, and they start to increase and improve the relation with the other teammates, trying to find more these connections and trying to find more these spaces, trying to receive more times the ball, and trying to produce something else when you receive the ball. And I think now he's very focused to continue his growing, to continue receive the ball in some key spaces, to continue help the team to improve the attack, to increase the attack, to make the action grow. And at the same time, when you play as a number 10, you know that one of your responsibilities is going to be close to the number 9, because every time that we cross the ball, or every time that the team arrives to the last third of the pitch, he has to be close to the box to can have the impact that one number 10 has to have.
Yeah, and finally from me, a lot of fans are keen to see the club sign a striker. Do you think that is an important area to recruit into, or do you think it's more about creating more chances for the strikers you currently have?
I think both things are very important. I think the other day in the game was the first time that we could play any league game with one clear striker, one real striker, not with one winger, because we know that Koroma can help the team playing as a number 9, but we know that he is one player who is more specialist to play on the right, on the left of the sides to attack. So the other day with Fraser Campbell, we have the options to play with one real number 9. And always for me, the team is important that feel that they have the reference of one number 9 in the pitch. Campbell couldn't do the normal precision because he had one injury. He's adapting now to this process, and I think with the pass of the days, he's going to be more ready to help during more minutes to the team in the games. But at the same time, of course, it's a key position to play with a striker, or we want to be important. That's why the team feel different when they have the reference of the striker. And I think now with him and with Ward, we have one striker that allow the team to play better because both can drop and help the team to attack. And at the same time, both have to be important players in the box, trying to concrete the attacks that we create. Both players have to help the team too, but of course, the position of the number 9 is a key position for any club in the world.